And we are live. Welcome back to Pistons Jack Fan Reacts. We've got my man Austin joining in just a moment. But what a game, guys. It's been a minute since I did one of these. I've got the wrong graphic up here, so I'm just adding the correct one now. I'm a little bit rusty, but just bear with me. But the Pistons have won 6 in a row for the first time in a decade. Tonight's game was back and forth, uh, very high scoring, but we'll get into that shortly when Austin joins us to go through it all. But before I talk about the game anymore, I just want to say I'm in Detroit. This is crazy. It's a weird experience for me. Watching a Pistons game at night. I'm very used to watching Pistons games around the mid morning. So tonight I watched the game at Gillies Clubhouse. And a couple of Pistons fans came out. So shout out to Cleve and Jordan for hanging out with me for a little bit there. That was really fun. And then the other thing, just quickly, if you haven't already, I've started a group chat and a subscription kind of service, which will have all the behind the scenes footage from my content over on Instagram. We've got Austin in the chat there. We've got Tom. We've got people from Brazil, Canada. It's all happening in that chat. So if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram but go check that out. But we're going to talk about the game. I'm going to bring up my man Austin now. Austin, what's going on, man?
Dude, how's it going?
Good, bro. It's been a while since I did a fan reaction. I'm doing one here in Detroit, so I'm a bit all over the place. But first of all, I appreciate you waiting around for me to get back home and set this all up. But
Yeah, no problem.
it's awesome. Like, been in Detroit now for about just over 24 hours, and it's just like surreal, to be honest. Like, I still haven't really done that much today.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to be here.
How far is that flight? I mean, I guess from Australia to, I know you were in LAX and then to New York. So, I mean, how long
So,
did it take you to just kind of just catch
yeah.
up?
Oh man. So it was overall travel. It took me 30 hours to get to New York.
Oof.
Some of that was some poor planning from me on the flight's end. I think if you plan it properly, you can get to New York probably in around 20 to 24 hours. So I stuffed up the flights a bit, but it probably took me 2 days of to get into the swing of things. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Was
the
the goal
flight
to go
from
to New York first? Like, was it you were wanted to go to New York and then come here? Or was that
I
just kind
think
of up?
originally we were going to do Detroit first, then New York, but the way the schedule with the Pistons worked out, and I have to get back for my brother's wedding in like the first week of March. So, yeah. So, but you know what? In hindsight, getting rid of all the jet lag and all that in New York was much better because I would have been a mess here for like the first 2.5 days.
Yeah, man.
But man, Austin, I'm going to turn it to you, bro. I will be honest. I watched the game with a couple of fans tonight. So, truthfully, the first half or first like 2.5 quarters, I was not locked in that much. I was just catching up with some people. So, I'm going to turn it to you, man. Can you kind of talk us through the game and just maybe the top 3 things you took away from it?
I think first thing I'm just going to say right off the top is Dennis Schroeder is just the perfect piece for this team. You know, down the stretch, especially kind of late in that fourth quarter, as Cade was kind of struggling to get some stuff going. He was getting doubled a lot, forced a couple things there, and then it was just really good to have him. And obviously, he iced the game with I won't say iced the game, but he pretty much did with the and one layup there at the end. And that's my first takeaway. Second takeaway is, this might sound crazy, but I think they win that game by 10 to 15 if Duran and Nassar don't get in foul trouble so early.
Yeah.
Again, those refs, I don't know. Like, I just hate playing against Trae Young, man. He baits all over the place, and I don't get how they fall for it every time. But I don't know. I think it's an easier win if they don't have to sit so long in the first half. And then third thing, obviously, just Cade Cunningham, MVP candidate. I need to see him in those ladders now because, I mean, what he was doing in that first half, you kind of just laugh to yourself, man. It's like, oh my God, like,
dude, we were just like, bro, he was incredible. And like, we were just sitting around, like talking, like none of us had met each other before. And we are just all talking about like, we've got Kate Cunningham on our team. Like, and we're talking about the biggest highlights of our time as a fan, and I was like, mine
Yeah.
is still winning that draft lottery.
Yep.
Some will say it's depressing, but games like tonight from Cade, that first half, that's why. Because when we won that lottery, I was like, wow, the Detroit Pistons I know don't get a player of this caliber. They don't get someone with like swagger, aura. I know that's a bit of an overused word, but he's just like he's incredible, man. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, is he actually going to go for 50 tonight?
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly thought that, and then something happened. I don't think I've ever seen happen in an NBA game of another team double teaming another player full court. Like
Yeah,
he was being double teamed full court, and like luckily for him, he was making plays and getting out of it. And obviously, Jalen Duren stepped up huge. Just the beginning of that second half, making plays off of it. He was the one they were leaving open and just turning and finding SR or making plays himself. Like he just, I don't know, like seeing JD and how he's been playing the last month, it's just crazy. 2 months really. I
it's
mean, I'd say, I don't know, maybe that like first, second week of January is really when things really started to turn around for him. And it's been awesome to see. And, I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't one of those people that was very low on him, throwing him in trade talks. And I'm glad to be proved wrong, like I'm not
yeah,
afraid to, I was wrong on that. And it's great to see, it just is. So,
right. That
uh,
great. Just on JD quickly, there was a point there. I think I'm going to say there's 4 or 5 minutes left. 3 Hawks players around him. I'm not sure if he grabbed an offensive ball, but he's right under the rim. And I feel like the JD earlier in the season is trying to go back up, force it, maybe get a foul, try and dunk it. He threw this like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like a bullet pass to Beasley in the corner who drained a three. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah, I do.
And I was just like, holy shit. That was his 6th assist. I think he finished with sixth every game in the winning streak. He's had 5+
Yeah,
assists. And it's like, I don't know how many turnovers he had tonight, but I know on the whole in this win streak, turnovers are down. And it's
yeah,
just like, wow. Like the passing is just one of the things he's been awesome at since, like you said, that first or second week in January. But I was just like, wow, this guy is like, he's locked in, he's making the right reads. And I was just blown away by that pass. Like, I was like, oh my God.
yeah.
JD's just, yeah,
He's
I don't think he's played this well before.
his like I don't know, just his IQ for the game seems like something that we're really realizing is high. Like I think we knew it was there before, but I think he's really shown it these last couple of weeks. Just like he does have a very high basketball IQ, and just I don't know the way that he's been playing with Cade and just the rest of the team. Like it, I think for a minute there, what we were seeing between him and Hassar was like, oh man, this is tough. They're tough to play because neither can shoot. But now they work so well off of each other because like when JD gets the ball at like the elbow, it's just so easy. Like he's just right there, and um, I don't know, just the way the team is playing, and Cade is obviously taking that leap, and it's everybody too. Like the bench is coming in and giving you what you need. I mean, the last couple games they've been a little bit rough, but I don't know. I think that what Schroeder brings it really settles this team down.
Oh, absolutely. Like some of his pick and roll play as well. Like, look, I didn't catch the Spurs game, so I'm not sure how he played in that, but he still hasn't really found his shot at all. Like 1 of 6 and 3 tonight. But just the way he can run the pick and roll, get into the paint. Like I think he had a nice pick and roll pass to JD. I want to say, I could be wrong, in that fourth quarter. Like it's just wait until he gets to that point where he like gets on a bit of a hot streak with his shooting and that kind of thing. Like what a pickup, seriously. Like he's
Yeah,
been such a blessing for this team just as a backup point guard. But man, Austin, I just want to say, bro, like 6 wins in a row. Like, can we just quickly, like, along the bottom there, as everyone can see, like, first time since 2015, which we all know, all Pistons fans that have been locked in for a minute know that winning streak I'm talking about. It's after they cut Josh Smith and it was the Brandon Jennings show. And, like, to be here pretty much a decade later, it's taken this long to win 6 games, but with the team we now have, like, it's just, you can't help but smile, man. Like, it's incredible.
I think really like you say you think back to when it was 2015, and I think just the main thing that I just keep saying is just like the team from last year is so different. Like it's just it's so crazy. Like they're not what 5 or 6 games over 500. and they're trying to chase down like a high seed in the East, not even just like a play in or a low seed. Like they're chasing a higher seed in the East. And I mean, obviously this win streak, when you look at the teams they've played, obviously it's the Bulls twice. Hornets aren't very good. The Hawks have had their troubles, but I mean, they played them pretty hard tonight. Like, yeah, the win streak is great and everything. And I think, these next 3 games, not trying to be a downer, I think they'll come back down to earth a little bit. But I think during those games, we have to remember where they're at right now and just remember that, like, they are so far ahead of schedule, I think, of where anybody thought they were going to be when this season started. Like, you just sit there and be like, yeah, they're breaking records from 10 years ago now. And, beating the Spurs for the first time, and I don't remember how long. Somebody said it in the chat, and like
It was 10 years.
yeah,
It was that 6th game they won in a row. I'm pretty sure it was. That was the last time they beat the Spurs in Texas.
yeah, so like Kyle said in the comment, like they're winning games they need to, and like that's what it is. Like I think that's a great point. Like they're winning the games that they should, and they're pulling out some that sometimes they shouldn't, but they're still winning anyways. And I think that's kind of what the best feeling is like, okay, now you're going into games like those 2 games in Chicago. It was like we got to win. We won them both. And like, the first game was a blowout. The second game was tighter for the first half and ended up being a blowout. Like,
yeah,
it's I don't know, man. It's a crazy feeling because like this is not something I've felt in a very long time for this team, and it's awesome.
I've never had this sense of hope, but like it's not even close. 2016, there was hope there, but we had nothing close to Cade. Nothing. Like,
yeah,
Reggie was fun, and I know like Andre showed potential, but Cade Cunningham, 6'6" point guard, genuine leader, like just
on his way to being a superstar. I think that's
he's
kind
a
of
super.
like I don't like that's what we've never had before. You have Blake Griffin in that short window, all-star. I don't think I'd say superstar, but he was good for what they needed. But like, yeah, this is something they haven't had since. You don't even want to say since 2004, but like none of those guys were superstars, and that's kind of what they were built on. But like Isaiah Thomas is probably the last Piston. I don't know.
I think people say Grant Hill, but in the 90s,
yeah,
but I know what you're saying. It's just like it's crazy. It's so good, man, and that's where like all the hope comes from. And then like that's why it's you see JD and Asar, like you were talking about it there, like the questions we probably all had about them on offense, like. I don't know what the Pistons' offensive rating is. I don't know if it's incredible, but the way those two, the chemistry they have, like they're passing and finding each other, whether it's in transition or sometimes in the half court, I'm just like, wow. I feel like so stupid for like being like, nah, they can't play together, or like, and I think at the time, like I kind of had a bit of a point, and lots of people had that opinion, not just me. But it's just like watching this team now, you're like, oh my goodness, like. Like, did you see that steal Asar had at the end where he just like around like I was like, what the fuck? I know this game got close in the end, but at times I'm just like, what? We have such a squad. I'm not scared to say it anymore.
I think really what we're seeing now is the development that maybe we were all expecting last year from all these players. Like these are all lottery picks. Like they're all high draft pick. I mean, you got Bron and Asar, number 5 picks. Jaden Ivey's number 5 pick. Like Cade's number 1. Even Duren, a lottery pick. I don't know. Did he go 12, 11 or 12? Something like that.
Yeah.
But, like range. You're seeing what they are as players like really start to develop now. And you're like, okay, like these are actually good players. There's a reason they were taken so high. Their glaring weaknesses last year were so glaring just because of the team that they had. But now you put vets around them and, you're seeing what Asar can do, cutting the baseline. He doesn't have to just stand in the corner. They move him as a flasher. JD's passing, like his offense has really taken a big step. And even his defense, like, hasn't been insane, but it's taken a huge step this year. Like, this is what I think is so exciting about them is like they're still so young and they're still progressing. You see them getting better every time they come out. And, we're still missing Jaden Ivey, who was about to ascending as well. Like he was playing so well before he went out, like, and if they can get him back in time for the playoffs, this team is so deep. And, they're so deep and they have the vets, especially with Schroeder now. Like I think that adding just that other vet point guard presence is so big for them. And Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. Hey, I think what I'll say is, would you have seen yourself being in Detroit at this point last year with this, like, like you would not like, would you have
This
tried like,
is this is
like
like nah, bro. This is like we were talking about it watching the game, and I was just like, I was asking the fellas like, what was your expectations, and like we're all kind of similar, but yeah, dude, you had told me in when we first started doing these, like end of October, early November, that I'd be in Detroit watching a team that's like you said, for like 5 games above 500.
uh,
Like we were getting excited when they were within 5 games of 500. Now they're
mhm,
like 10 games past that, and it's just like you said, they got some tough games coming up. At least they're all at home, and even
yeah,
if they lose, like it's just like Kyle said, and shout out to Kyle, who I'm pretty sure is away right now. But like, it's insane. Like, no,
yeah.
this feels like a dream. I don't even know
Well,
like how to
what's the
describe it, man.
the way this season has gone feels like 2 seasons in a sense, because like you
Hmm.
said, like we were excited about them being within 5 games, but I can even remember before that we were excited that they were just competing with teams. Like when
Yeah,
they lost to the Celtics early in the season, like they were getting blown out. They came back and it was like, they lost, but they still had a good fight. And then eventually those came to like, okay, they need to start winning games. And then they started winning those games. And it's crazy just to see how the development of this season has gone, because it does really feel like 2 different seasons. Like something changed. I don't know if it's on that West Coast trip where they, beat the Suns and the Lakers, or if it really started beginning of January. Like there's been little bubbles, like little pockets of seeing them get better and better and better. And it's it's just I don't know, man. I'm almost at a loss for words.
I am as well. Like, I mean, like even last game, like against the Spurs, like I still haven't watched the full thing, but I know like just Tobias coming out and having that crazy first half, like he's wasn't amazing tonight, but like he's just really finding his rhythm now. It's like JD's like playing the best basketball of his career by far. Like Asar back in a rhythm now. It's like, holy crap! Like you said, this team's really deep, and
Yeah,
like they got so many options. Uh like they obviously long term they probably still need that number two guy. Maybe not. But like now they got Dennis Schroeder to run the offense. Like I mean, like Tim Hardaway Jr. tonight, 6 of 10 from three, Cade 7 of 10, Beasley 7 of 10. Like, tell me the last time there was a Detroit Pistons team capable of having three guys shoot the ball like that in a
yeah.
game.
Like tonight was one of those nights where it's like they could have easily just gotten shot out of the game. Like, Beasley came out, he was kind of cold to start. Now he finished 7 for 10, but I mean, I think the first three he missed. Like, he came out kind of cold. THJ missed some. I mean, obviously Kate had the insane first half, but they could have easily got. I mean, George Niang with 27 tonight. Like that's the kind of stuff that would happen to them and they would lose in the past. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you lost to him going off for 27 points. Well, actually, no. Like this time, like you said, JD gets a huge rebound, kicks it out, and Malik Beasley hits a huge three. Like THJ's hitting threes when Cade's being doubled at half court. Like again, like this is the kind of stuff that that makes. I don't want to go down this path because I know we kind of talked about it. Just question Troy Weaver to the extent of like, bro, what were you thinking? Like, all it really took was Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. Obviously, Tobias Harris, the leadership aspect of it and everything, but the players behind it is like, man, what are you watching? Like,
Yeah.
that's literally all it took. And so,
It's
the
crazy.
I just think that you can't underestimate what the coaching staff has done and what the ownership has done, and Trajan and his staff, like what they've all done has just been insane. And I don't know if you saw that video of Ty Jerome. Somebody asked him what the difference between this year and last year was for them, and he basically said the whole coaching staff. It's like, man, get
That's
out of
crazy.
here. Like, bro, you're Ty Jerome. Who do you think you are? Not
That's crazy. Yeah. I didn't see that, but someone brought it up at dinner tonight and was like, and I was like, oh, I did see it, but I didn't watch it. And I didn't know that's what he said. I was like, oh, wow.
He's probably just mad because you didn't play him.
Yeah.
Whatever. But again, certain situations call for certain coaches, and I think this was the perfect situation for him to be in. And it really seems like he, just the way that he has kind of embraced all of it, and like we got young guys, and we're gonna build this the right way. Like that's kind of been. I don't know. It's just been awesome. It's just been so
It's
awesome.
it's so good. And like you said, there's been like 2 or 3 seasons within the one season, and it's just like one of my big hopes was that after the All-Star break and around the All-Star break, like this team can continue to get better because we're obviously so conditioned to post All-Star breaks when it's like, they've probably got another 10 to 15 games and then they'll start packing it in and really focusing on the draft lottery. Whereas like now it's just like, I mean, who have they played? They played the Spurs, Hawks, 2 games against the Bulls. Not the toughest competition, but all on the road. So I
Yeah.
think like that you can't just completely say, oh, it's all bad competition. Like Kyle said, like they're beating the teams they should beat, but I think there's a bit more in it when you're doing it on the road. And I feel like they're just chemistry grows with every game. And I'm
Well,
excited to just honestly see it in person. Like I'm excited to
yeah.
be at a game, but to actually see what they're like because I've never seen this team in person. So I'm keen to see
Mhm.
it, like what you don't see on the screen, and really
Yeah.
feel it and see it with my own eyes.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. Like you said, they played the Spurs and the Hawks, but those are both tough games. Like again, not the greatest of teams. Obviously, the Spurs without Wemby, but I mean, they're still a solid team. Like the Hawks don't have Jalen Johnson, but they still have a superstar in Trey Young who plays like it. Those still aren't like easy games. Like Charlotte, easy dub. The Bulls, easy dubs. But like those tough ones on the road against the Spurs and the Hawks, like those are good wins. And now you get to come home. I think that's the cool thing is like they had the break, 2 games on the road. Now you get to come home for a couple weeks. You get a week home, 3 games. Yeah, I think I said in the chat earlier, like I think if you can win one of two, I'm happy. But maybe they steal a second one. Tom's all we're 3-0, which Tom,
Yeah, Tom's the best.
I love it, man. I do. I wish that I could be as optimistic as him. You steal one, I think they can beat the Clippers. If you can steal one from the Celtics or the Nuggets, hell, go 3-0. Why not, Tom? You know what? I'm all in.
Well, I will say this. So, I just if the Pistons. So I'm here. I'm catching 4 games this week. So my last game is the 4th game of the week against the Nets. If they go 4-0, they're gonna have a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Bro, that if they win 10 games in a row, oh, what are we gonna be doing, Austin? Like, you might have to fly here or something. I don't know. You're gonna have to fly here after the Nets game or for the Nets game. We're gonna have to have a drink or something
You know
after because
what's you know what's,
that'd be
what's
insane.
crazy, dude, is the first time you're ever gonna be in Detroit to watch the Pistons, you're gonna get to see Killian Hayes play on the
I
Pistons.
know.
That's the crazy thing.
I know. So
Killian,
just
man.
just funny on that. So last week when I was in New York, I went to a Knicks game, and the same night was a Nets game. And if they weren't, and it was Killian's debut for the Nets, I 100% would have gone to watch that if it wasn't the same night because I like every time I'm near an NBA game, I got to try go. But
Yeah.
it's just funny that I'm going to see him most likely for the Nets.
It's kind of too bad. It's really off topic because I'm gonna get going here. But
You're good.
too bad that they played tonight. You couldn't catch a Wings game while you were there because the Wings won in an overtime goal tonight, which would have been really cool. I don't know if you're a fan of hockey, but a hockey game would be cool, man.
The hockey, so the Red Wings, it was on the TV, and I saw that up 4-2. So was that a tie game and it went to overtime or something?
Yeah, it went to overtime.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge hockey fan, so I don't know like the total, but I think you go 3-on-3, and they scored with like a minute left in overtime, and it's sudden death. So it would have been a cool experience down there in Hockey Town, man. That kind of experience all downtown Detroit. So
I think I was gonna see if I could go to a Red Wings game, but I think tonight was the only one I could make.
yeah, I mean, with the Pistons being home, that would make sense. Because
So
the way they move the court on and off the ice and stuff, it's just tough.
It's crazy.
But no,
Any
man.
final thoughts, Austin, man? Love. Also, plenty of love for you in the chat, as always.
Yeah, I
agree. Austin is an awesome guest. We love having him on here.
I felt like I was kind of dogging you about getting on here, man, but I was just itching to talk.
No. Bro, I felt bad. I was like, because I was trying to get an Uber, and the first Uber I booked said 20 minutes away, and then lucky my girlfriend found one that was only 2 minutes. Because I was like, man, I don't want to keep Austin waiting.
No, you're good.
And then I hadn't set up the stream or anything, so that's why it just took me a bit longer.
No, it worked out, man. Yeah, enjoy your time in Detroit, man. Enjoy the games while you're there. It's going to be an awesome time. Obviously, so cool for you. Like, obviously, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Obviously, it's working really well. So, um, that's all I
Appreciate you.
got, man. Go Pistons, man. That's it.
Appreciate you, Austin. Always a pleasure to have you on, brother. And yeah, hopefully if I get some more of these during this week, we'll get you back up for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Enjoy the city.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll chat soon. We'll chat with you in the group chat. Oh, he's gone as I said that. He's had enough of me. All right. Anyone in the Pistons Jack group chat? Sorry, I'm having an issue getting the link into it, but if you want to come on, you guys get priority. So shoot me a DM on Instagram now because the group chat for some reason doesn't come up on my browser. But I'm gonna send John's gonna come up from Switzerland. We'll get him up quickly. And then I'm also gonna go through some comments here quickly as well. And yeah, I agree with everyone in chat. Austin, awesome guest. Positive, knows his hoops. He's been on so many of these, even when the team wasn't winning like they are. So appreciate having him on always. Where's John? Here he is. All right, John, I've just dropped you a link on IG, but let's fly through some comments here. This is weird. Sometimes the Twitter ones come through late, guys. So if I've ever missed them, that'll be why. But Derek Brown, happy to see you back, Jack. Let's go. Enjoy Detroit this week. Thank you, brother. And sorry that the one stream you could have come on just before I went away, I didn't have a stream. So hopefully we can get you on ASAP, Derek, because I appreciate your support as always. Katie's a dog, 100%. I'm excited to watch that first half back for sure. He was crazy. Pistons next. I know Jack was shivering. I text someone today and said this morning, because I went out to the Pistons Performance Center this morning just to film a couple of videos, and it was -4 degrees Celsius, which is probably the coldest weather I've ever experienced. And it was on my first official day in Detroit. So I had my thermals though. I wasn't shivering. I got my gloves, so I was okay, but it's different out here. The snow. I went before I walked up to a gas station, and this might sound crazy to you guys, but I've never been in the snow. So like there was snow, like when you're in New York, in the city, there's not like snow on the footpaths and that kind of thing. Like there's like snow all over the footpaths here, and I was like treading around it, trying not to like mess up my shoes and stuff. So I probably look like an idiot on the side of the street. But yeah, loving it here so far. I agree. AM36, love this team. They're just the vibes are incredible. I feel like this sort of team's bringing us all together as a fan base, and can't wait to get to the games this week. It's going to be win, lose, or draw. Like I'm just so excited to see these guys on the court, meet some of you guys in the stands, feel the vibes of LCA. It's going to be awesome. Appreciate that, Adam. Welcome to Michigan, bro. Over here in Grand Rapids. Love that. Thank you, Adam. And definitely agree. Schroeder big time tonight. Bucks and Pacers better not slip up. That's the other team, the Bucks. I don't know if we're talking about this with Austin, but I think I was chatting with some people at dinner tonight about who would you rather, the Bucks, Pacers, or Knicks in the first round. But I forgot about the Bucks. But I'm with you on that, Adam. Derek moved to Detroit, Jack. You never know. I might be something later in the year, but yeah. I'm really just keen to enjoy my week here. Everyone I've met so far is super nice. Even just like the waiters at the restaurant and all that, everyone's super nice. So loving it so far. Maddie Fresh, Pistons Jack, what up, Doe? What up, Maddie? Thank you for joining the stream, my man. Jennings led Pistons were incredible. Yeah, that run was so much fun. And then the fact he tore his Achilles was really bad luck. But Jennings, I was actually thinking the other day about like his 20-point, 20 assist game against the Magic all those years ago. He was really, really fun. A lot like whenever I ask Pistons fans, like probably more younger Pistons fans who've started following the team in the past 10 years, like Brandon Jennings is a lot of their kind of favorite player from those 2010s. So he was awesome. Ethan, thoughts on Fontecchio? So Tech left today with a hand injury. I don't think anyone actually saw it though, because I even saw Amari tweeting about like, did anyone see that? So, uh, but thoughts on him in general, I think his role has changed dramatically. So he's constantly, instead of playing like 28 minutes to 30 like he was last season and getting 10, 15, or sometimes more shots, he's now in that role of like 5 shots a game or less, and his minutes range from like 6 to 15. So it's just I feel like he's struggling to find consistency. The foot injury probably didn't help. But yeah, he's been underwhelming, but I think it's the team's still winning, and I think it's fine. And hopefully he can just have a really hot stretch in the playoffs or towards that playoff run. So yeah, a little underwhelming, but that's okay. Not everyone can be playing peak basketball like pretty much the rest of the team feels like. But gonna bring on my man John. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
Bro, you in the dark.
Yeah, it is dark.
Nah, I like it. How you been? I haven't done a fan reaction in a while, so I feel like
Yeah,
we haven't chatted in it for a
it's
couple
been
of
a
weeks.
while with All-Star break and everything. Yeah. How you been? It's been good for me.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. I'm good, man. Just in Detroit, it was weird tonight experiencing the game in normal, like, well, not my normal time, but normal time for people in
Yeah,
the US. Like, I think it started at 6 p.m. It's just like, even the fact now it's like 10 p.m. at night. Like, I'm so used to it being like 1 p.m. in the afternoon after a game. So yeah, it's Detroit's been really cool though. Only been here
yeah,
for a day, but loving it. But
yeah,
man, thoughts on the game?
yeah. I mean, you know, it got really close again at the end. We were up like 15,
Yeah.
it felt like, and then it got really close again. But at the end, wasn't really ever came down to the last shot or anything. So I was fairly happy with how we played it out. The Stu block, I mean, just great defense there on Trae Young at the end. And Cade, I mean, he damn near had a 30-point triple double at the half.
That's ridiculous.
He scored 38 on 3 free throws again. One of them was a tech. He does not shoot free throws, and he gets those points, man.
No, I didn't even realize he only had 3 free throws. I said this at the start of the stream or when I was with Austin, but I was watching the first half, but I was with some other people, so I wasn't fully locked in. But yeah, the free throws thing. Well, we were actually talking about it, so I'm not going to go through the entire play, but he 100% got fouled on like a baseline drive. I think it was in the fourth quarter. No foul because he doesn't like. Cade will never like, what do you call it? Like kind of flop or exaggerate.
Yeah,
Trae Young comes down the other end a few minutes later, and it actually got overturned, but like does that thing where he like bumps into Stu and draws the foul, and it did get turned over, but like he just like. Do you think he should like? Because I think a lot of fans like that Cade doesn't exaggerate stuff and do what Trae Young does or don't do what Jalen Brunson does. But part of me feels like he needs to lean into that a bit more if he wants to get like 6, 7 free throws a game. Would you like to see him do that a bit more? Or do you like the fact that he doesn't play for the whistle?
I think I don't really care how he gets to his points.
Sorry.
Like,
I just found that funny because I just went on a tangent and you're like, I don't care.
I didn't finish yet.
I know, but that's sorry. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah.
You're good,
So
man.
as I was saying, I don't really care how he gets his points.
Yeah.
I mean, setting the foul is part of the game. In basically any sport, you sell it so it looks worse than it really is, so you get the call. Like, I come from soccer, I play soccer, I watch a lot of soccer. You jump, they don't touch you, you jump to get their foul. It's what you do.
Yeah.
So for me, I grew up with it. For me, it's completely normal to completely oversell something just for the foul call.
Are you like when you're playing soccer? Are you like selling goals?
Yo, I'm
You
screaming,
like,
I'm falling. They don't touch me. I'm jumping. I don't care. I'm going there. I'm flopping all the time. It's what I do.
Oh.
It's how I play the game. I'm an attacker. I got it. I got to jump. I got to roll on the ground. I got to scream. I got to pretend like my leg broke. I
So
do it
you're
all.
like, if we're talking John playing football in NBA terms, you're Trey Young.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm prime Embiid. I'm prime Harden. I'm doing everything for the call.
Prime NB. Oh, that's hilarious. No, but that's actually like such good perspective because I feel like basketball culture hates it. But it's like you look at like over at soccer and football. Do you hate it when I call it soccer?
I don't care.
I guess some people don't like it. But it's
I,
like
I don't care.
in football or soccer, it's like it's a real thing. It's just like obviously different. But
Yeah, like for
it's
me,
good.
it's normal that you sell it. Like
Yeah.
it's an advantage. Just sell it. Like
I love it. So you don't care. You want Kate. You want Kate selling
yo,
it.
yo, if he gets to a line 20 times a game, I'm happy. You know, it's 20 free
You
throw
might
attempts a game. I'm happy with it.
you might be convincing me to just fully lean into it
Yo, it does not
shamelessly.
matter. It does not matter how ethical the buckets are. They're still buckets.
I love it. Well said. Well said. And I gotta ask you, um, you must have been hyped with that Ron breakaway dunk.
Yeah, obviously.
You're when he does something, you're the first person I think of. That might, so I'm just like, John would love that. 'Cause Ron's your
Yeah,
boy.
Ron's my guy. I wanted to buy a Ron jersey, but they don't ship to Europe. So
Are
on the
you
Pistons
sure
store,
about that?
I
Because some
looked. I
people,
looked at it.
do,
It said they only ship to Canada and the US. So I'm not
because
sure.
all right, because I was like, because I haven't been on the 3-on-3 shop in a while, but I didn't think they shipped to Australia. But then like some people in Australia were telling me they do ship to Australia, so I was like, oh,
I
I don't know.
I only read like Canada and US, but I'm gonna be in Canada in like June, I think.
Oh,
So I'm just
really?
gonna yeah. I'm gonna be in Toronto for like 7 weeks, I think. So I'm just gonna buy it then and then ship it to me while I'm in Canada, probably.
See, we got
So
well that works perfect. But Tom, yeah, so Tom told me as well he got it from the 3-on-3 store,
I,
and he's in
I'm
South
I'm
Korea.
looking again,
No, I
but
think you're right because this happened to me like when I tried to order a Stew Teal jersey a few years ago. I paid for it and then they were like, "Oh, we don't ship to Australia." But then I ended up getting it because someone from Detroit let me send it to their address. But um, yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting. But can I ask what you're doing in Canada?
Oh, it's just like a language exchange from my school. So
Ah, got you,
I'm just gonna stay there with like a host family and go to like language school for 7 weeks, I think.
got you. So Tom's saying they don't ship, but they do. Maybe you just have to like. Did you have to email them, Tom? I'm sure he'll reply in a sec.
Yeah, I'm on the store right now and it says this item cannot be shipped outside the US and Canada. So on the website it says it cannot be shipped, but
Yeah,
maybe they do ship.
I feel
Who
like
knows?
we'll get you a jersey somehow. We'll
Yeah,
get you
yeah.
a jersey somehow.
I get
We'll
it
figure it
somehow.
out. We'll get it to you. Maybe I'm not here for long enough. We'll figure something out though. We'll have to get you a Ron Holland jersey. Got to get you one somehow.
I will get the
Um,
Ron Holland jersey.
you get if you could. Which one would you want?
I wanted to get the city jersey because
Is
I
that like
just thought it looked the best.
is the city the? I always get this confused. Is that like the cream or the
Yeah,
black
it's the
one?
cream one. It's the
The
cream
the
one.
orange.
This
About
year's city.
yeah
Yeah, this
yeah
year's
they're
city is the
sick.
cream one.
Yeah, they're sick. That's I
Yeah,
think
I'm
I'm gonna
looking to
try
get
get
them.
one of those while I'm here. So Tom's just in the chat. Tom, are you gonna come on the chat after John here? But sorry, I've just completely derailed this. But we're
Yeah,
talking
it
about
happened.
your boy Ron. Thoughts on the rest of his game? I'm not actually sure off the top of my head what else he did, but I just remember that dunk.
Yeah, I don't think he really did anything else for the game. He's hit kind of a slump recently, so
Yeah,
he
that's
hasn't been
okay.
playing that well. But he's a rookie. It happens.
Absolutely, and it's good that I feel like if Ron was on this team last year, he would be playing.
Oh
He'd
no,
have a
I
it,
don't even want to think about that.
yeah, it'd be scary. I feel like if he was on the team last year and having this kind of slump because he's probably playing in a role too big for him, the fans would be like he's a bust. But I think it's good he can just
Like
kind of fly under the radar a bit.
SR was struggling last year, but like
Yeah,
I don't even want to imagine Ron
yeah.
also in that team. It would just be horrible.
It would not be a good recipe. Like that's why I feel like it's just this team for him this season is actually perfect. Like perfect
Yeah,
coach, perfect team. Like they got shooting for him, like on the floor when he's there. If he's got it going, JB will play him. If he doesn't have it going, JB will just kind of limit his role. But yeah.
yeah,
Can I ask you about one of your other favorite players, Jalen Duran?
yeah. I
Six
just
straight
wanted to
games.
get to the Jalen
Yeah,
Duren propaganda.
Cook.
He had more assist and rebounds today. He might really be Alperen Sengun. I, you know, they
Yeah.
don't play anything alike, but the box scores sometimes look. If you squint a little bit, the box scores look alike. It's like his sixth game with 5+ assists,
It is.
and
You're right. And
today
I think
again, the assist to turnover ratio is what really impresses me, because he does not turn that. He had one turnover today for 6 assists, and that's really what he's been having like in this streak. So he doesn't turn the ball over while assisting, which you wouldn't really expect it because when he turns it over, it looks really, really bad. Like the one turnover today, he got it into the stands, but I'm
But you
just
don't, if it goes into the stands, that's not a bad turnover because it's like a dead ball. It's the ones that sometimes Cade has a fair bit that are like at the top of the 3-point line and it just straight out the other end for a transition bucket. But um, you actually, I feel like at the start of this run, you were the one who was like to me, yeah, I'm loving JD's passing, but like you said, it's the turnovers are down. Like I feel like you were the first person that I heard say that. And
yeah,
then I've been paying attention ever since to it because he has, I don't think he's ever had a stretch like this where he's had like 5 assists in six straight games, but like
no,
he's had games where he has had like high assist numbers for a center, but the turnovers probably were the same, or he's definitely had games where he's had like 4 turnovers to only 1 assist. So no, it's been huge.
yeah, and I'm I don't believe I don't believe the turnovers are a meaningful stat, at least for a single player. I believe that like the turnovers for a whole team, they're meaningful, but I if one player has 10 turnovers but the whole team has 15, I just don't think turnovers matter as a stat because they're
Yeah.
really just load dependent.
Yeah.
Because if you have an insane usage rate, you're gonna turn the ball over like an insane amount, and
Yeah.
the rest of the team isn't gonna turn the ball over. So I don't really believe the turnovers matter all that much if you're just talking about a single player. But it's obviously better for them to be lower.
Oh, for sure. But did you see the I was talking about Austin with earlier? The one that his 6 assists to Beasley in the corner, in the fourth, like 3 guys around him, just kicks it straight to Beasley, hit a three. I was like, wow, JD's just like putting it all together right now. Like with that pass in particular, it's just like he's
Yeah,
playing by far the best basketball of his career.
yeah, like when Cade, just right at the start of the third, when they started trapping Cade, he just gave the ball to Duran, and Duran ran point for a bit before they started putting Dennis out there with him. He just gave it to Duran. Duran ran point while they were guarding Cade, face guarding Cade together. So he could be, he can run emergency point. It's not, it's not something I want to see done consistently, but emergency point, he can be the emergency point guard.
For sure. And speaking of, like, we've had now, I think, 4, maybe 5 games of Dennis Schroeder. What have your thoughts been about him so far?
Yeah, I think the second unit usually looks way better. It's not just 20 DHOs into DHO into DHO into contested free.
Yeah.
It's really it's some better ball movement. So I feel like it really helped, and we literally did not give up a single thing.
No, I mean, tonight for those that might have missed it, I kind of missed this in the box score, but 16 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 of 10 from the field. All his misses were from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, and that huge and 1 to give the Pistons the lead again, I think it was, because it was kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, I
And
think it
then,
was back for the lead.
yeah, and then got him back up by at least 2 after that. Like that's his best game as a Piston, I feel like.
Oh yeah, yeah, easily,
Definitely, yeah.
easily.
Like the fact, what did the Pistons? My brain's all over the place. What did we give up for Schroeder?
Nothing. We just took on
Yeah,
salary.
yeah.
We gave up KJ Martin and like one of
Oh
the
yeah,
seconds we would have had. I think we gave up like a Philly second. I think
yeah.
that we got. It's all in the Butler trade. We just took on salary. We
That's
basically
right.
just took him out, took his contract. That's it.
Yeah,
We didn't give up anything.
yeah. Which is crazy. Like, and who knows if he'll be on the team next season? I wouldn't mind if he was, but no, he was awesome. Like just having a real backup point guard makes such a difference.
Yeah.
But I'll turn it to you, John. What are your other thoughts on the game or the team in general? Because I'm probably heard me say it, but first 6-game winning streak in 10 years.
Yeah, it's just great vibes. Scored the most points in regulation since 1984 today.
Really?
Yeah, since
Wow.
December 1984. They had it on the broadcast, which, you know, most points in regulation in 40 years. So probably gave up the most points in regulation too, but we got the win. So I feel like today you really saw that is while Cade obviously is the best player, it's not
Yeah.
just the Cade show. The supporting cast is actually pretty decent. I think we had 7 players in double digits. Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah.
the
Wow.
starters, all the starters plus Beasley and Dennis were in double digits. And like Asar and Duran, they were in foul trouble 2 minutes into the game, and they still
Yeah.
managed to be effective at the end of the game. Like in the fourth, they played a lie in the fourth and didn't foul anymore, which I don't think at the start of the season that would have happened. I feel like at the start of the season, they would have just not been concentrated enough or something, and just a stupid foul given up, and then we have to play someone weaker. But they play, even though the refs today, I need to find something about the free throw differential of the Pistons because it feels insane. It feels like we always shoot less.
It's crazy. Like we were talking about Cade, but yeah, I mean, I was just checking it as you said that. 36 to 25. Trae Young 15 free throws, so by himself.
Yeah, and we don't even hit our free throws like that. Beasley missed his first 4 free throws.
So
Like when
Beasley is low key a bad free throw shooter for how
yeah,
good of a shooter he is. He
no, he's
misses.
shooting like 65% from the line.
Yeah, he
He's not
misses a lot. Yeah,
he's not a good free throw shooter, which
it's
you would
bizarre.
think you
Yeah,
would think the guy who has the second most made threes in the league knocks down his free throws, but
it's
he just
so weird.
doesn't. But like he never has in his career. He just has never been a great free throw shooter. And today he missed his first 4, but then like in the clutch he hit all of them. So
Yeah.
at least he locked in when it mattered.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but yeah, it's just, I'm with you. Like, I'm trying to think of the game I realized where it really hit me. I'm like, wow, he actually just isn't a good free throw shooter. I think it was like end of December. And then, like, since then, it's like when he's at the line, I'm just like, I trust probably the player I trust the least at the free throw line is probably Asar. And then it
I
probably goes,
don't trust SR at all at the
yeah,
free throw line.
yeah, yeah.
I'd rather he shoot a contested layup.
Yeah, it's probably Azar, and then there's a gap, but then it's probably Beasley, honestly. And then like Duran, I feel like might be next, but he's then a bit of a gap between him and Beasley.
Yeah, and
And then
I trust her at the free throw line. He shoots
same,
pretty well. I
Yeah,
think.
no, he started slow, but he's like for 2 months been back to where he was last season.
Yeah, like last season he shot like 70% from free throw line.
Bro, he was like I want to say it's like
80,
77. Yeah, it's
79,
really high.
79%.
That's right. So yeah. Yeah, but Beasley's low key like I'm not a free throw shooter.
Yeah, nah, he's
But
not
he
good.
makes up for it behind the line. Was there
Yeah,
because I was like the way I was watching the game, like I couldn't hear the sound of the broadcast and the TV was kind of far away. It looked like after he hit his second last three, he was like saying something to the crowd. Was there something going on there? Or was I
I think
misread?
yeah, there were he was definitely talking shit to the crowd like a lot.
Yeah. Um, got you. And sorry, Tom, Tom's gonna jump on in like 5 minutes. So
Yeah,
Tom, I have seen your message and I'll send you a link soon. But uh yeah, I saw Beasley just like going at it with someone and he was like pointing and celebrating in their face. I was
yeah,
like, um, nah, he like you said, what did he have? Did you say he had 24? Yeah, 24.
yeah,
Six
24.
threes. We were talking about it at dinner tonight. Like his impact is like I know you've only been following the team for a couple of seasons, John, but like you've maybe seen fans talk about it, like free agents that the Pistons have signed in the past, at least since I've been a fan, have not had an impact like this. Like
Yeah,
not just
it's not a
on the
big
court,
market
but
team.
yeah.
Like they, it's NBA players. They're they're playing for $1 million contracts and they can choose where they want to live. Like if you have two contract offers, one in Miami, one in Detroit, you're not going to Detroit. Like just for the weather. Like it's it's still snowing in Detroit, right? Like it's still snowing
Oh,
here.
it's certainly snowing. Certainly snowing.
Yeah,
I've
how
never
are you doing with the snow?
I was saying it. It's not. There's just snow on the ground. Like, it actually
Yeah,
has been snowing. I've only been here for a day, so I tweeted out today saying it's like the coldest day I've ever experienced, and people are like, "It's warm today, bro." They're like, "You don't even need to wear a jacket in this weather." Shut up, guys. It's freezing. It's like, do you do Celsius where you are, like
I
temperature
do
wise?
Celsius. I do
Yeah,
Celsius.
it was when I woke up this morning. It was -4, which like what's it like in wait, Switzerland's like cold, isn't it?
I mean, I can look at the weather right now,
Because is
but
it
like
winter for you? Or like
it's winter.
or
It's 4 degrees right now outside, but that's
oh my
pretty warm for like February. 4 degrees is pretty warm.
yeah, you guys are built different than me. I'm like it gets like our winters where I'm from, it's like oh, if it was like 2 a.m. in the morning at the absolute coldest, it'd probably be like 2 degrees. But that's like at the peak of night. Like during the day, like I would say cold for us is like 8 to 9 degrees Celsius in
Yeah,
winter.
9 degrees to like average May weather. April. That's April. That sounds like April.
Yeah, it's different. Uh,
Yeah,
but like there's snow. I've never seen so much snow on the ground. So like I was like trying to walk around it so it didn't like damage my shoes. I was saying I would have looked so stupid on the sidewalk.
yeah.
But sorry, Joe, I kind of cut you off. But what were your like any other thoughts on the game or the team kind of overall?
Um, I mean, not really. I'm just really excited. We've been playing great. 6 game win streak. Um, um, I'm not sure what the next games are. It's like the Clippers, I
I'll
think,
well, that's
and the
what I was going to
Nuggets.
ask you this. Yeah, so they've got the Clippers tomorrow, then they have the Celtics, the Nuggets, and the Nets. So, how long do you think this win streak can go for?
Yo, we're winning every game until the NBA Finals. If you ask me, We're never ever losing a game again. Realistically, we're losing against Boston, but
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Yeah,
but you know, we're winning the finals.
but well, look, Tom, who's about to jump on after you, he's been preaching the finals as well. So You're gonna have some
Yeah,
support in the chat
Ivy's
for
gonna
sure.
be back for the finals. I'm
Let's
ready.
go. Let's go. Well, I will say on the Boston thing, I think that's definitely the toughest game this week. The one Pistons game I've been to was in Boston, and it was in Cade's rookie year, and the Pistons won. So I hope I haven't just jinxed it, but they're 1-0 when I'm in the venue. So
Yeah,
let's see.
2-0 swim, 2-0 swim.
Whatever that means for me, but yeah. Any final thoughts, John? You normally have something good to leave us with.
Nah, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm out of thought. I'm out of thought. There's no thought in my brain.
You're good, bro. Well, thanks for jumping on. Thanks for waiting around for me because this stream was started a bit later today. So I appreciate you jumping on, bro.
Yeah, I was 5 minutes later, and I was gonna be asleep.
I'm sorry. We appreciate you jumping on. We're gonna get you a Ron Holland jersey somehow. We'll figure it out. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Enjoy your sleep.
Goodbye.
Got you. All right, we're gonna bring up Tom straight away now. I think I've got him here. Uh-oh, maybe his stream's dropped out. Tom, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Okay, Tom is gonna restart. I think I've got him here. Here he is. Tom, what's going on, brother? Can you hear me? Your hair looks good. I don't think he knows we can see him. Tom, I gotta let him figure it out below. He said he was trying to do it on the app. Hang on. Tom, can you hear me? Here he is. Tom. Oh man, All right, we'll give Tom a sec. I'm just gonna quickly DM him. He must be having some issues. I'm sure he'll be back in a sec, but I'll answer a couple of questions here, or go through a couple of comments. So we've got here from Cloudy. Schroeder was doing work in the clutch. He was. That M1 was sick. And then Retro ZK says 6 of them. It's crazy. Actually crazy. 6 wins in a row. It's unbelievable. It's so fun. And Cloudy says, anyone who's giving you shit is lame, but this week is pretty warm compared to January. Yeah, no one's giving me shit. I think they're just joking around because I'm just from a different climate. But I'm glad it's a warm week. I'll say that. But I appreciate you, Cloudy. We got Tom here. I think he's good to go. Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Here
hear
he
you.
is. Oh,
Sorry,
good. We've got
technical issues.
No, you're good. I brought you up and we could see you, but I don't think you could hear or anything.
I don't know, like I clicked the link and then like
Yeah.
it opened on Twitter itself, but it didn't directly link me to the app. So I was not hearing you and stuff.
No, that's
That's
okay.
weird. Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Detroit.
Let's go. And Tom, I might need you to send me that jacket if you can. Can you put that in the mail? I need it for the weather.
Bro, you have to go to LCA. They have like you're gonna spend a lot in LCA. Like when I was in there,
Yeah.
I couldn't get out. Like my friend was there who's not a Pistons fan, and he was
Yeah.
like begging me to let's go. I was like, no. I bought tons of stuff there.
Well, you know what's funny? So I told you guys this morning in the chat, but I went to the Pistons Performance Center just to like make those couple of videos, and
Mhm.
there was no one there, but we could see inside the shop they have there. But bro, I cannot wait to get in there. Some of the bomber jackets they had like the Bad Boys bomber jackets for this season that
Oh,
kind of
wow.
go with.
Uh-huh.
And then they had some of the vintage Bad Boys, like red and blue bomber jackets. I was like, look, me and my girlfriend, we're going to have to get one of those. There's so much. I've never seen, like you said to me, you're like, you'll see Piston stuff everywhere. Like it's hard to explain unless you're from overseas or
Exactly,
maybe a
yes.
different state in the US, but just like seeing so much Piston stuff in a shop, Like
Yes,
usually we would have looked
that's
weird the way
crazy.
we were looking in through the windows, but like it was like, what the hell? Like I'm used to just like when I went to the NBA store in New York, there was a Luke Kennard jersey and there was some Cade. There's
I
some
saw
Cade
that.
stuff.
When I
That
was
was
there, I
most.
didn't see the look in our jersey. I didn't see that. That was
I
weird.
don't know where that came from there, but yeah, Tom, over to you, man. Thoughts on the game or anything in general? Pistons. How you
The
feeling?
game, I, I knew we were gonna win, but like, you guys already talked a lot about the game itself. But what I found interesting was how they guarded Cade in the third quarter. Like they were double teaming him full court. I thought they were double teaming in the half court, but they were just trying to get it out of his hands. And I actually I agree with Jian, right? That
Yeah.
how how they were the other Pistons are now like really being a good supporting cast. Like they can take advantage if the defense is guarding them 4 and 3. Like especially Jalen Duran on the alley-oop pass to Asar and all that stuff. Like I'm very proud of how this team's like is right now. Like
Yeah.
we haven't said get Kate some help in like weeks. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
that's a great point.
Like yeah, we've been saying like get Kate some help, get Kate some help. Like we've been saying that, but have you seen those kinds of comments in the last few weeks? I
No,
haven't.
even the most like negative
Right?
accounts, I want to say, you haven't the who I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And like how Dennis was that when Dennis is on the floor, it's not a diss to Sass, but when Sass is on the floor out without K, the action they only run is like dribble handoffs and like it all usually ends up in a step back three from Sasser or something. But when you're
Yeah.
there with Dennis, we actually have a real advantage. Like the N1 bucket to get the lead, he actually got. I think Kate was expecting to get the ball back, but Dennis, when he saw that uh uh Nian was in front of
Niang.
him,
Yeah,
right?
he just he went for it.
He was like, all right, this guy can cook him. Like Niang's not a good defensive player. Like Tobias was cooking him the whole game. And it was really refreshing to see. I was like, all right, the Kate's gonna get the ball back. Oh, whoa! I was in the toilet, like, because I'm at work right now, right? So I was in the
Yeah.
toilet watching the game. I was like, I almost shouted in the toilet. I was like, whoa!
Someone would be like, "What's going on in there, Tom?"
You good? Yeah,
Uh,
but so like the rotation right now, I'm so happy with it. I think Greg Kelser made a comment during the game that oh wait, what's Greg or was it something I saw on
no,
Twitter? But that
like,
acquisition of Dennis was I think it was Greg. Like acquisition of Dennis Schroeder was because Trajan was expecting a deep playoff push or like a playoff push. So and I agree with that. Like having Dennis on the floor, it's really different. Like today was the best game he had, and the potential I can see it now.
oh, it's so exciting. Like that, and like we were saying, like this is the first game, and he wasn't perfect. I think is fair to say, but like this is the first game. Dennis, like he had 16 points, played in crunch time, 7 assists, but he's still like the outside shot, 1 of 6 from three. Like I know he's not like typically a knockdown 3-point shooter, but if he can get on a bit of a hot streak from
Yeah,
three or
he's a
just
streaky shooter.
like yeah, imagine like that's why I just was asking John, like, what did the Pistons give up again for him? Like
Yeah, it was
it's
like a second pick in the KJ
yeah,
Martin. Yeah.
it's crazy. Like and just to see him, did he close the game? He played the whole till the end. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't watch the final 20 seconds or something because I couldn't
Yeah.
stay in the toilet for too long. But I saw that we had the 6 point lead, and I thought, all right, this game's over.
Yeah. No, it was like getting him at the deadline. Like I think we're all a bit worried there for a minute that we weren't getting any backup point guard, and then to find out it was him was crazy. I didn't expect the Pistons to be able to get him, but as Adam says, yeah, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
Greg Kelser, Tom. So just backing up what you said there, but um,
And wait, I
Tom,
wanted to
oh, yeah,
talk about
go.
this. Like, you guys were talking about how Beasley's not a good free throw shooter, right? Because he
Yeah,
missed like four straight in the game, I think. And I
yeah,
kind of feel with that because when I was playing basketball, I was also like a shooter. but my 3-point percentage was probably better than my free throw person. Like I was really bad at free throws.
Yeah.
Like I'm a good 3-point shooter, I think, but I'm not really good in free throws. I don't know what it is. It's just that's why I kept trying different stuff. I tried jumping from the free throw line. I tried to change my
Yeah.
routine. I tried to like copy Cage like free throw routine and everything, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I know how Beasley like feeling. Like it's frustrating.
Yeah. Maybe it just must be something about like, yeah, not the fact you're so still and that you are just closer in. I like, but it's not
Um,
like you can't shoot mid range or Beasley can't shoot mid
yeah,
range. It's just like this weird thing of like where the game stopped, nothing's happening.
maybe the
It's
lights are
just
too bright.
no, I don't. But Tom,
No,
we've
just
all
kidding.
seen. Do you still play basketball? Because I've seen those videos. Like for those
Not
that
so.
haven't, have you got it pinned on your Twitter?
No,
You need to
the pinned one.
you need to pin that one of you like showing off your jumper because I'm like, holy shit, Tom. So if Tom might come to Detroit and cook everyone like street ball in a
I
run.
actually like. I do play like not as often as before, but I'm gonna play again. I think hopefully this weekend. And when I went
Yeah,
to New York, I actually went to those open gym runs and
yeah, I
actually
saw it
played.
on your Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah, it was really fun to play against the New Yorkers, and I actually played pretty well. And they were kind of surprised because they didn't expect this like not too tall Korean to be a
the hooper.
to not yeah.
That's
So I
hilarious.
really enjoyed it.
Ethan says Tom is a baller. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, go on Tom's Instagram or Twitter. You'll find it. I'm pretty sure Korean Pistons fan is your at on both. He's got.
Yeah, I just
It
changed
might
my
be
Instagram
easier to
too.
find them on Instagram, but yeah, those clips you're talking about there, I was like, shit, like Tom could fully ball. Like he's
Thank
good.
you.
No, you are. I was like, holy shit, Tom would
Like
kick my ass.
I wear Pistons jersey to like open runs in Korea, and like they used to look at me kind of in a weird way. Like I never saw a guy with a Pistons jersey. I'm like I'm in full Pistons gear, like Pistons
Yeah,
jacket, like and the
that's so
matching
good.
like socks, the blue ones, and all that stuff.
Really? I see.
Yeah,
That's actually if I had to leave here with one like only one set of kind of gear, it would be like probably more so like some gear to like hoop in, like getting socks. I want to get like the workout like sweats like
yeah,
that they
you
train in
should. Mhm.
because like that's the stuff I would definitely wear like back home. Um,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff's sick.
When you play like and when you hoop with a Kate Cunningham jersey, it's like I try to pass more than before. Like when I make an assist, I go like Cade.
That's so good. Look, Tom about to earn a roster spot. Tom needs a 10-day. Here we go. Um, oh
Solution
man,
at its
yeah. One
finest.
one day we'll get to hoop together, Tom. When we're both in
Yeah,
Detroit at the same time.
hopefully.
We'll be
Hey,
here for a playoff game.
what do you have in Detroit, like for food? Like you've been there for a day now.
Uh, honestly, you'll be disappointed. What have I had? Bro, last night we had Uber Eats because I was so tired. And then
Okay, understood.
this
Understandable.
this morning there's a really nice kind of cafe restaurant at the bottom of our hotel. So we just went there. Didn't have lunch.
Okay.
And then for dinner I was at
The bar, right?
the bar. Yeah. And I got chicken. Is it quesadillas? They were really, really, really nice, I have to say. From Cliffy. Not where was I? Where was I, Tom?
Are you drunk?
where did I go for dinner and watch the game? This-
I think it sounded something like that. Like something like that. Some Cliffies or whatever. I haven't been there.
Gillies
There we
pop
go.
out. I remember it's late here. This is why I can't do streams at late. But it was really nice.
But, but shout out to you. Like you're in Detroit and you're actually pulling off with these streams. Like that's awesome. Shout out.
Of
Like
course, man.
that's crazy. That's
I,
great. I thought we would be getting a Jack stream for like a week or two because you're in Detroit after
I'm
games. Like
do
wow,
I'm gonna try and do my absolute best to do them. Yeah, for sure.
it's
I love
awesome.
doing these. I love chatting to you, Tom. I love chatting to Austin, John. Love the chat. I miss it. I missed it the past week and a half. It doesn't my watching a game for me doesn't feel right now without doing a stream after it.
Yeah, like usually I have the notice on for YouTube and everything. So after a game,
Yeah,
I usually wait for the noti. Like it's like my
yeah,
post game routine now. So
yeah.
I
That's
when I didn't
awesome.
see that for the past week, I was like,
I know.
I
Ooh,
missed it.
you know what? I wanted to do. I had in my mind to do one after the All Star game, but then when Cade played like 2 minutes, I was like,
Ugh,
how
don't get me stuck on
disappointing was
that.
that? That thing sucked. Not to be
Yeah,
negative, that was just like we went to a bar to go find a place to watch it, and I was so excited because like you, Tom, like anytime a Pistons been an All Star game since I've been a fan, like I've been at work because it's normally on a Monday, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to
you're
watch a
right.
Piston the All Star game and be able to watch it from start to finish. Cade's on for 5 minutes and they're out. I'm like, is this really done?
You know, like
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like I was at work, and again, I was in the toilet to watch the fist to watch Cade, and I was in the toilet for like 5 minutes, and that was all. That was it. Like, what?
it's
This is
I know, and I mean,
it's frustrating as hell.
not to go over the top, but he was like pretty good in those 5 minutes. It was like,
Yeah,
how
he
did he
was.
play the least minutes on that team?
Politics, man.
Ah,
Politics.
yeah, that was
Dylan
annoying, but
Brunson.
oh, the Brunson burner. Watching him in person was interesting.
Yeah, actually watched
Uh,
in person, and he didn't really do those floppy stuff when I watched him. But
yeah,
when he plays against us, he's always like, ah. I was so
he
happy when
does.
Cade had that block on Trey when he was flopping. He blocked him today, and when
Yeah,
that challenge by JB on the foul and Stu, it was overturned. Yeah, bro.
that was good. Did you think that was going to get overturned? I did not think it was going to get overturned.
I
Just
thought
because
there
it's
was a chance. I thought there was a good chance, but
yeah,
I was surprisingly happy when it was overturned because Stu didn't really like reach out to him or something. He just went "Ugh," and
yeah,
that head joking stuff. I know
stupid.
GN said he doesn't care if he gets his point, but I I appreciate him not doing the oh my god, all that stuff. But
Yeah,
what I can see that he improved in like trying to show the refs a little bit on, and he does those rip throughs now. I think he had a couple today, one I'm sure he did. He did a rip through and it got called a foul. And I appreciated that. Like he knows now that he has to show the refs that he got fouled, but he's not like overly into it. Like he's not driving to get a foul. He just shows it when he gets fouled. I think there's a difference there.
oh no, I agree. It's I like I understand what John's saying, and I kind of that's ultimately where I probably think Cade needs to lean into a bit more to get to the fouling because I'm not sure what else. Like I like what you brought up then, but still only like 3 tonight. It's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just going to be like next season once he's had a playoff run. He's like, do we think Cade's going to be All NBA if this keeps up? Surely
I
has to
mean,
be.
I think he's gonna be doing like the what do you call it? The uh finals MVP, I think.
Oh my god.
Bro, I've been pushing this agenda for weeks now. Like
Yeah.
we're going deep. We're gonna win. We're gonna win it all. I really
I,
believe it.
I, you know what? Like, I absolutely love the optimism. You're gonna convince me. You're gonna
I mean,
convince me, Tom.
this week, we have 4 games, and a lot of those games are difficult. But the one tomorrow, it's at home against the Clippers. I think that's the first game you're going to. I think we have
Yes.
a better. I think we're gonna be the betting favorites because we're at home. And although we're in the back to back, they're also gonna be in the back to back. And I believe they went against. Wait, they played against Indiana. I think today. What?
Yeah, I could look it up. I'm
Yeah,
looking
I
up
think Indiana.
clip. They did.
They lost. Yeah, but they lost. But um, they're also on the back to back. Although Kawhi didn't play. I think we're gonna be the betting favorites. I think we're gonna win tomorrow. And the big challenge is obviously Boston. But the way we're playing, um, at this and this vibes right now, and we're really focused on. And we actually won today, 140 something to 140. And John said it's like the highest scoring game in regulation ever, whatever. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
the franchise or the league, but
He said
Uh,
since 1984 or something like that.
is it franchise or the league? But anyways, whatever it is, I think Pistons are showing
It's
that we can win in so many different ways. Like we can win dogfights, we can win like 100 to 90 or 90 to 80. We can win those games, and we can even outpower, like outscore the opponent in a high scoring game like this. So I think like we're really versatile and we're equipped to win in various different ways, and that's really good. And watching the Pistons since we're so young, and you can actually see them improving each game. Like each game, they're improving real time, and we're on a 6 game winning streak, and that's scary for the league, I think. And if we keep going like this, winning and improving at the same time, we actually have the chance to like make a deep run in the playoffs. And yeah, I think we can beat the Boston Celtics. I hope. I really hope we can beat the Boston Celtics.
this week or in the playoffs?
Both.
I love it. Well, have we beaten them this season? No, we're
No,
0
no, no.
3. But maybe we're due for a win this week, and
Yeah,
then
we
who
are.
knows in the playoffs.
And I have a friend who's a Boston Celtics fan. He's like a fans is like his family, whole family's a Boston Celtics fan. Like, so, and we've been talking trash all the time. And in the beginning of the season, when I was like, Pistons are gonna be really good this season, like better than last year. And he was like, "Come on, man, I'm not worried about no Detroit Pistons." He was like, "Come on, I'm trying to worry about the Denver Nuggets, all that stuff." But now he actually like messaged me like, "All right, you guys are making some noise.
Yeah, time to
Like
get worried.
we're putting the league on notice, and I appreciate that." And yeah, I'm really happy these days.
It's awesome, isn't it? I love it, Tom.
Yeah,
I love your
get it?
optimism, my man. You're gonna convince the whole fan base we're winning the championship.
Yeah, I think Austin said in our group chat, he was like, "Someone brought me
Yeah.
out of the dark." And I was like, "I'm gonna bring everyone out of the dark."
Yeah. You're definitely the most optimistic fan. I think your positivity is infectious and it's very special. So I love it, Tom. So keep it up. I know you will. You don't need me telling you that, but no, you're a legend.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you, thank you,
any
appreciate it.
any other final thoughts, my man? Before I wrap up the stream here.
Final thoughts. Shout out to your girlfriend for being all the way there with you, supporting, helping you take all
Yeah,
those videos. Like, she's a real one. Like,
she is. She's good at what she
that's
does as well. She's
exactly like shout
yeah.
out to her. And
I'll let her
that's
know that.
thank you.
I
And
showed her your you know, in the group how I posted the food photo and you're like, nice nails, Jack. I showed her that and she had a laugh.
no, she actually had nice nails though.
I'll let her know. And
Yeah,
just so
and
everyone
yeah,
knows
yeah,
as well, that group we're talking about, anyone can join it. Just subscribe. You can check it out. It's on Instagram. Just in my bio, you'll see it. It's not some
yeah,
exclusive thing, but so feel free to come and join. We've got Tom in there, Austin, Alan, who I think's in the chat here. Shout out to Alan, my man. Um, but yeah,
yeah. Everyone
we
should
have some fun in there.
subscribe. Like Jack posts a lot of like subscribers only content there. It's like a Jack version of OnlyFans, and you're gonna love it.
Oh my god! And I tell you, and I promise I'm not just trying to plug it, but it's only going to get much better this week now that I'm in Detroit. So, but yeah, the
All
group
right.
chat's a heap of fun. But yeah,
Yeah, hope you
leave us
stay
with.
safe and yeah. Oh, what? Leave us with what?
I was just going to say, leave us with. I think I know what you're going to say, but leave us with one more piece of positivity.
Positivity. Positivity. Regarding the Pistons, I think. Mm, I don't know if how I can get more positive than we're gonna win the championship this season.
That's what I was going to
But
say.
um, but I think if I go a step further, since if we are able to get Jaden Ivey back healthy for the playoffs and extend Jaden with Jalen Duren also this year with some reasonable maybe like in the middle, team friendly and player comfortable contracts. I think we really have a chance to be the East version of like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like we already have a good core in place, very young core, and if we can get like their version of like veteran trades in the offseason, like how they got Hartenstein, Caruso, and stuff. If we can
Yeah,
make those small additions, although we don't have the draft assets to do with similar stuff, I think really we are gonna have a good playoff team for the next 10 years or so. And we have to let that sink in because we've been hurt for a long time, have supporting a bad team, the worst team in the league for like the past I don't know how many years, but I think we really have a good team in place we can support. And I think we should be really happy with that. And let's not take this moment for granted. Let's support all the way. And I understand you guys for being like negative towards a team, like being like having second thoughts, but I think you should be comfortable with saying that we have a good team, like because we really do. So let's go Pistons.
incredible, Tom. Love it. Well said, my man. And Pistons next says here, Tom got me scheduling a tattoo appointment to get Pistons 2025 champions tats.
Let's go.
You're gonna have us all getting tattoos at the end of this season,
Wait,
Tom.
wait.
But
That's I don't know, man.
we sorry, last thing, and I'll let you go. Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't. I don't.
If the Pistons won the championship, would you get something small?
I'd actually consider that for you.
Like
That's
even you could get it on like your foot or something, so it's always covered if you're worried about that. Like,
no, actually. Oh, all right. Like I've never been
oh
a fan of tattoos. It's not that I hate tattoos or anything. I just don't have like never had thoughts about getting tattoos. What
yeah,
if the
yeah,
Pistons win? Like maybe I'll shave my head and like put like scratches here saying Pistons or something. I don't know.
that would be cool. I like
No,
that
but
better.
I actually like consider getting a small tat of like I don't know why, but yeah, I will. That's 100%.
I love it, Tom. Thanks so much for jumping on, man. Enjoy the rest of your day at work, and can't wait to
You
talk to
too,
you again
Jack.
soon, my man.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Appreciate you.
Catch you, brother. Bye.
All right. All right.
What a legend Tom is. Absolute legend. And holy shit, Mark, I completely missed this. Wow. That is so generous, Mark. Let's go. Shaky ending, but Dennis high off the glass was the moment. Couldn't get the knockout blow to put him away. Thank you so much for the donation, Mark. That is incredibly generous. I'm sorry I completely missed that in the chat. But thank you so much, mate. I know it's probably middle of the day for you in Perth over in WA. So thank you for tuning in. Couldn't agree more with your comment about Dennis's M1 off the glass being a moment. That kind of felt like when it was going back and forth that was the bucket they needed to just kind of give him that 2-point buffer. Then they got to stop, and it was shaky like you said, but that was a huge moment, and love that for Dennis. And yeah, thank you so much for that donation, Mark. I seriously appreciate it, mate. You're a legend. I have to get you on very soon as well. I hope you're having a good day over in Perth. Couple other ones here, Ethan. Bro, if the Pistons win a championship, I'll get a face tattoo. Oh my god. You could get like the bad boy skull and crossbones across your face. Holy shit. 28 game win streak incoming. I love that. Pistons next. What a good number that would be. That would be the ultimate turnaround from last year. Appreciate you, Tom. Everyone in the fan base loves your positivity, bro. So keep doing you. You're incredible, my friend. Mark, get a beer. I'll have to with that donation, my friend. Thank you, Mark. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Drew Thomas, they're killing it without Ivy. Can't wait till he's back. Absolutely. I'm not sure if it's gonna be this season, but whenever he's back, it's gonna be that young core, like Tom said, is looking real good. All things Sacramento Kings. Shout out to my friend from over on TikTok. Enjoy tomorrow, bro. Hopefully y'all get the dub. I hope so too. I think we're definitely getting the win against the Clippers. I'm saying that. And then Celtics Nuggets, those will be really fun, close games, and we can see what happens. But appreciate your support, man. I know you got over to see the Kings this season. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. I think that's gonna do it, guys. Normally I'd keep this thing going, but now that I'm over in the US, the time difference well, the time I should say is a lot later at night. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for jumping on. And yeah, jumping on, especially with me starting the stream a little bit late. Appreciate you all. Keep tuned. Can't even talk. Stay tuned for a heap of exciting content on Pistons Jack this week. And please, if you are looking for a group chat to join, you want some behind the scenes content of my trip here, and honestly, for upcoming trips, I'm looking to have planned covering the team. There'll be plenty of behind the scenes stuff via that subscription over on Instagram. And then as well as giveaways, merch coming up. There's some additional stuff in there. So I'm really just trying to build the best Pistons community, particularly for those fans that don't live in a town with another Pistons fan. It's definitely a place to come and join. Right now we have Tom from South Korea. We've got my boy Alan from Australia. We've got someone from Canada, Brazil, obviously a few in there from Detroit. So we've already got 5 countries in there. So I want to keep pushing this thing to get someone from every country, because there's Pistons fans everywhere. So yeah, thank you for tuning, and hopefully I get to meet some of your games this week. I'll keep you posted on that. We'll definitely be doing some sort of meetups at half times of these games. So stay tuned. Check out everything on Pistons Jack, and we'll be back very soon for another live stream. But till then, as always, go Pistons.